A debtor who owes the company 40 million rand and doesn't seem to be keen to pay it has forced Protech Khutele to file for business rescue. Walter Hill, the chief executive of Eqstra, joins us because, Walter, of all the people in South Africa, of all the people who've been watching the Protech Khutele story closely, as you clearly have as a big shareholder, I doubt there's anyone who can give us a more rational insight into what's going on here. And perhaps if we rewind a little, there was a point in time where you were keen to buy this company at 60 cents a share. The shares are freely available on the market at 15 cents. So I suppose the obvious answer or question to someone like you is, do you feel lucky?
Alec, no, I think the company, when we offered to pay 60 cents a share, we believed was fairly valued. And we believed it was a company we could do something with, that we could align with Eqstra and grow it as a bulk earthworks company in a specific direction. The board at that stage got an independent valuation from PwC, and they felt that 90 cents a share was a fair and reasonable offer, which they recommended to shareholders, and we could never justify the 90 cents offer. We thought it was way overstated. And the result is we never concluded the deal because shareholders have an expectation of 90 cents. And as you say, today you can pick it up at 15 cents because in essence the value that was in the company has been destroyed. And I think they got themselves into liquidity trouble. Is it one debtor that can't pay them? No, I think the story is deep. I think it's a overall cash flow management situation. I think one debtor may have been the DRC debtor that pushed them over the edge, but I do believe it's been coming for a while.
From your perspective as a shareholder in the company, what is the Eqstra stake?
Our stake is just in excess of 32%.
So are you considering maybe asking PwC for damages? Because if their advice at 90 cents at the time was incorrect, well, they've cost you a lot of money and other shareholders too.
I think the board of Protech, and certainly if I've referred to the board, I'm saying the new board, because all the members that were on the board, without exception, have exited the board. The CEO has been exited out of the board, and I think the new directors will certainly have to look at the objectivity of the independent evaluation, because it certainly has cost us a large sum of money, and I think other investors that took their advice. We could never get a substantiation of the 90 cents a share, and I think what one of the bases was, that was the NAV at the stage. NAV, unless NAV earns you money and generates positive cash flow, NAV means nothing. And I think our statement all along was that if you looked at the NAV, the deferred tax assets in it, the goodwill that we questioned, we could not get anywhere close to 90 cents a share. And as I said, forecasts can also be very deceiving. What they wanted to do is they wanted to take the CEO, Anthony Page, wanted to take the company into becoming a construction and civils company. And that sector, South Africa, in the market is overtraded, and there's a high-risk business to try and enter while the existing players are already not able to get work to sustain themselves, to have a new entrant coming in to that game. So I think the new board of directors will certainly have to look, and shareholders, I believe that we as shareholders must look at the way forward and where do we stand, because it's certainly been a tremendous value destruction over the past 18 months.
It is, and it's sad sometimes that those who are behind it or made the decisions that destroyed value walk away from it scot-free. But from your perspective, Walter, would you be looking now to make another offer?
I think, Alex, what we would certainly look is, now that it's been put into business rescue, is the Eqstra board will take time out and reassess the situation of the company and see if there's any value that we can extract out of it, and look if it justifies making another offer. I believe that a lot of damage has been done, and the reality is one can only judge that once one's given access to the figures. The new board of directors has been very cooperative, and I think sadly it's a bit too late, but we will certainly look at the company and see if there's something that we can take of, because through all this noise there's 1,000 jobs that are at stake. that could be lost in the process. And I think the Eqstra board will be objective in seeing if there's anything that they could salvage out of the company.